And now it's on to more non-basic lands. So, as you can see, these are the basic lands. It even says it right there. However, we do have some more advanced stuff. These are lands that you can actually use for mana. Now, some lands might not do this, hence why there's a little arrow. That little arrow means nothing more than just tap to add. The reasons why they don't have them, I don't know, but they all work quite the same, except for one little thing. Here we have an example of a counter. These are all one color. These are all the one color non-basic lands that, well, I could pull out to show. And as you can see, they all do different types of things. So you can play this land here, but since it says it enters in tapped, you won't be able to use it immediately. It'll be more for future use. Now it has two different abilities. Now when you tap it, you only get one or the other. So you can't get both. I'm afraid you can't. Not unless you have something where you can untap a land. So you can either gain 1 green mana, or you can increase the power and health of all creatures, of all the green creatures that enter the battlefield during the turn that you tapped it on. So it has multiple different kinds of uses. So the same goes with this one, as you can see. Well, it enters the battlefield tapped, unless if you control 3 or more swamps. So if I have 3 of these guys, then it won't enter in sideways. It will enter into where I can use it. And on top of that, when it enters in untapped, then you can take any card, well, any creature card that was in your library, or in your graveyard, and put it on the top of your library. My bad. Take any creature card from your graveyard on the top of your library when it comes in untapped. See? So it has multiple uses. You can get that nice little thing that your opponent killed and made you upset. Well, don't worry. Just get 3 swamps, play this, and it's all good. You get it back next turn, or you just draw a card. And here we have something called cycling, and cycling is not just on lands, it is actually on a lot of different things. It can even be on spells, and like instant sorceries, enchantments. It can even be on some artifacts, or even creatures. Basically, it says it right there. You can either play it, and it will enter the battlefield tab. So you can either do that, you can play it, or you can not play it. You can hold on to your hand. You can spend 1 red mana here, so you can tap it. Goes off in your graveyard, and you just get some other random card, like, okay, yeah, I got a Skull Prophet, whatever. That's basically how that is. And then here we have a land that doesn't give anything. Now this is known as mana fixing. Let's say that, oh yeah, I have like a crack ton of green, and I have a few blacks, but like I actually don't have any of this. I don't have that. Well then, don't worry, you would actually play this, and then you would actually immediately be able to play it, and well, use it as intended. As you can see, when you tap it, it would do nothing more than be sacrificed, meaning it would die. And then you do as the card would say, and then you just search any card that you want, and it would enter in sideways, no matter what. As it says, it would enter in tapped. Then it would enter in tapped. There's no getting around that. Now there are other forms of lands, and ones that won't give you just only one color. There are actually kinds that can give you multiple different forms of colors. As you can see, this here is a land that would enter in tapped. We discussed it earlier. It would also do a bunch of other stuff, but it can give either or. So if you want black, you can get black, or if you want red, you can get red, but sadly you cannot tap for both. So you can see this is a little pyramid that I've used to describe it. I'm actually only using, as of right now, my Jund deck because it just makes things a little bit easier. You can see more of the types of stuff that's out there. If I were to use all 5 colors, this would look like a mess. So you have the ones that can do either or in between, and then you have some that can do all 3 or neither. Just the neutral. Like we've actually shown this one a little while before. So, it can do one of the 3 with both of these. They're just different types of lands. One enters in tap, the other doesn't. Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just do as it says. However, this one can enter in untapped if you want to deal damage to yourself. As you can see, some of them can even have multiple different uses. See? So you can either tap that for neutral, or if you want something a little more specific, well, it's going to deal 1 damage to you, so you're going to lose 1 life. This one here, you can gain 1 life. Now when you play them, keep in mind, the lands will always stay. Lands don't go away. They just tap. And on your next turn, you just untap them. So once you use them, you do not discard these. Unless if it's one of these where it says sacrifice. Then in that case, once you used it, then it would be sacrificed. Or when sacrificed, it is gone. That's basically how it works.